Right, I'm doing a quick test print here, and these two, like, put the light on, cooling fans, 140mm fans. The printout of these brackets, I've put a curve on the bottom here so it hasn't got the sharpest edge here in case you're itching underneath. These two like finger guards are also on there in case you want to reach round at the knobs. But basically in the end code, G code end code, I've got it to turn these fans on. They're just plugged into the second port. I have an Octopus version 1.1. Some details. And it'll turn the fans on after initial sort of moving the carriage out the way after it's printed, and then it'll wait until it cools down to about 32 degrees, and then it should turn these two fans off, and at each stage it's going to play a bit of a tune, I hope. That's what I'm expecting. So I'll come back after this is finished. I'm just doing a test print here. It's only about 3mm long. Sorry, 3mm high. It's the 10mm cube chopped down, okay? Just to get a quick test of this to make sure it's working. Hope you can see that those fans, if I can, everything's upside down here. Those fans are not turning at the moment. But using these two fans on, to the wide in parallel, 12 volts off the Octopus version 1.1, and there's a jump on there to set the voltage. You have 24, 12 or 5, I've picked 12. Wide in parallel, these two fans, 140mm, as I said. I'll put some details here. Okay, all the fans I'm using. That's about it really. So it'll turn on the fans. It'll wait until the bed cools down to 32, it'll switch on about 33 actually. So when it's finished printing, it plays a tune, okay? And then it'll cool down, these fans will come on, cooling down the bed quicker. When it gets to 32, it'll play another tune, turn the fans off. Well, it's just finished there, have the fans come on. Yeah. Those fans, you might get some strobing here in the camera. And it's just finished. It did play the tune there. So now it's got to drop to, well, I think it, although I asked for 32, it does drop to 33. Then those fans should turn off. That's the temperature I would clean a part of the bed. Just a junk part here, I'll throw that in the bin actually. Yeah, see the fans are turning there. So that will cool the bed down, and here's the time. Let's put that on 12. Just put this on 12 now, maybe about a minute or so past there. So this is approximate, so we'll see how long it takes before it gets to 32 on the heat bed, on the Buld Plate if you like. So these fans are sucking in air from underneath, blowing onto the bottom of the, well, there's like a aluminium foil I think here with plastic coating on, and there's a bit of insulation there because I can feel it's a bit springy, and there's a heat bed under there, okay, the Buld Plate, right. So let's see, I'll come back in about 5 or 10 minutes, okay, and let's see if that's right. It's been about 5 minutes, coming up to there, well, give or take a bit, and we're down to 40. It was on 60 on the heat bed, by the way. I did try M42 and trying to trigger a pin to turn a relay that would power these fans. I don't know why I did that when there's a second port on this PW. Actually there's about 4 PWM ports on this big Tech Octopus version 1.1. I'm just trying to get it right there. That's the board I've got. So I just use another port there, and when I first tried it, I'll put the G-code commands down below. When I first tried it, it wouldn't work, but I had the port number wrong because the port starts at 0. Okay, so your first fan is 0, and I had it set wrong there. Using the 106 P1 command to turn it on, and the M106 P1 to turn it on, and the M107 P1 to turn the fan off, which it'll do when it gets a couple of more minutes, gets to 32 on the heat bed. So the target temperature is at the top. I'm using an R command. So I'll put all my end code in the description, which plays a tune when it's finished printing, and then plays another tune when the bed's cooled down. So we can see the time here. Hopefully I'm not doing stopwatch sort of stuff, but normally the bed takes a half an hour to cool down. But we're already on 37 there, using these 2 fans. With these 2 fans on, show you that it's still turning. Can we see this? Let's put this light on. Yeah, so you might get some strobe in there. As I say, wired in parallel to a 12 volt setting on the big Tech Octopus 1.1 board. I was thinking of maybe putting an LED on these, so I can, like, you know, that's why I have here, an LED for some fans inside that blow on the PSU. I change the fans inside because the fan that comes with the PSU makes a racket. Sorry about the reflections here. Move that light a bit. No, I think it's just light. See. So this is on thermostatic control. This couple of fans there inside on the PSU. I'll come back when that gets to about 33, I think. Actually I'll do it from 34 here, because it's, although I have R set to 32 to cool down to, normally it'll do it on 33, don't know why, and I've had to do some hacking in the temperature C++ to get that to even do that, because it was doing it on about 50. 33 isn't even enough, I think, there, and coming up to, well, we could say a quarter an hour by the time it actually does it, so it should be playing the tune as soon as it gets to about 33. Although, as I say, I'll repeat, I ask for 32, and then the fans should turn off, basically. Now these fans will take a little bit of spin down time, not very long. See, it's still going there. You can see the strobe and the, as I say, wide in parallel. Just a sort of bracket here but I have changed this bracket online to have a bit more of a curved edges there, and it just loosely fits both sides here. I mean, it can move about, but that's okay, gravity will keep it, you know, in position. So any moment now I think we'll get the tune, and these two fans should turn off, coming up to a quarter of an hour. We might as well say quarter of an hour. So that's 15 minutes it's saving here. And you might notice the fans are slowing down. Yeah, fans are slowing down, you probably tell by the strobe on there. And hear the tune and then the stop, okay. And that's a temperature I would take the part off the bed. Don't like taking it off when it's really hot. I use Elmer's glue stick on this bed. Call that quarter of an hour there. This is the glass side of the Creality, the carbon, whatever it is on the underside. That got damaged there when I was taking some just PLA off. It ripped some of the carbon off, so print on the glass side with some Elmer's glue stick on. Just a second, sorry about this. This stuff, put it on cold, goes on purple, give it about 20 minutes, that purple colour disappears. Then I print normally about 60 on the heat bed for PLA, 210 on the nozzle. That's the temperatures I'm using at the moment. That's a bit on the warm side maybe, but seems okay. So yeah, that's working as I hope. See the fans come on, cool the bed down a lot quicker, half the time. Been quite a few modifications on this printer. I haven't put the control box totally inside the frame yet because I wanted to test it. I'll do that off the video and do that just now. Seems to be working okay. The mirror here was just put here so I can look down there and look up at the fans basically.